There are places on this earth that remain hidden, not by walls or by oceans, but by silence. They exist in the quiet spaces between the world's roaring headlines. They are lands that have held their breath for centuries, waiting. One such place is a secret whispered on the winds of Central Asia. It is a country cradled by mountains that touch the heavens, a land of wild horses and eagles that cast lonely shadows over immense empty valleys. This is Kyrgyzstan, a name that for many conjures no image at all. It is a blank page in the atlas of the mind, and it is here that one of the planet's most profound stories of nature and survival continues to unfold, largely unseen by the outside world. Its story is not written in grand monuments or bustling cities that shout their importance. Instead, it is etched into the very rock of the mountainsides. It is carried in the glacial melt of its rivers and reflected in the impossible turquoise of its high-altitude lakes. This is a land that does not demand your attention. It earns it, slowly and quietly. To understand it, one must learn to listen to the rustle of feather grass on the steppe, to the distant cry of a soaring lammergeier, and to the soft, rhythmic hum of life in a yurt as the sun dips below the jagged horizon. It is a world away from our own, yet it speaks a universal language of resilience and untamed beauty. The journey into this realm begins not with a step, but with a shift in perception. One must forget the frantic pace of modern life. Here, time is measured differently. It is marked by the slow crawl of a shepherd's flock across a vast jailu, or summer pasture. It is counted in the patient blooming of alpine flowers that have only weeks to share their colour with the sky. The air itself feels ancient, clean and sharp in the lungs. It carries with it the scent of wild thyme and the faint, earthy aroma of the soil. This is a place where you feel the turning of the earth beneath your feet, a humbling reminder of our small place within a much larger, wilder drama. For centuries, this was the domain of nomads and traders, a vital thread in the Great Silk Road. Great empires rose and fell around it, their echoes barely touching these insulated valleys. The people who call this land home have a connection to it that runs as deep as the canyons. They do not see themselves as owners of the land, but as its children, its temporary guests. This profound respect is the key to unlocking the country's deepest secrets. It is an invitation to see the world not as something to be conquered, but as a living, breathing entity to be revered. And as we venture deeper, we begin to understand why this hidden gem has remained so perfectly preserved. The Tian Shan, the Celestial Mountains. The name itself is a promise. These are not mere mountains of rock and ice. They are a kingdom in the sky. Their peaks, sharp as shards of glass, tear at the clouds, some soaring over 7,000 meters high. They form the very spine of Kyrgyzstan, a formidable barrier that has shaped not only the landscape, but the destiny of all life within it. From a distance, they appear as a solid, impenetrable wall of blue and white. But as you draw closer, the range reveals its complexities. It unfolds into a labyrinth of hidden valleys, sweeping gorges and high-altitude plateaus that stretch further than the eye can see, a truly endless canvas. Each valley tells its own unique story, painted in a different palette of colours. In the KYRGYZ Valley, colossal red sandstone formations rise from the green earth like sleeping giants. Local legends speak of them as the petrified bodies of 7 bulls, a story whispered from one generation to the next. In another valley, like Altin Arashan, the landscape softens. Here, gentle slopes are blanketed in thick forests of Tian Shan spruce, their dark green needles a stark contrast against the snow-dusted peaks that loom above. The air is thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, and the only sound is the gentle murmur of a nearby stream, a constant soothing presence in the profound silence. To stand here is to feel an overwhelming sense of scale. You are a tiny speck in a world of giants. The mountains seem to watch you, their ancient faces wrinkled with millennia of sun, wind and snow. They change with the light, their mood shifting throughout the day. In the morning they are soft and hazy, draped in a delicate mist. By midday they stand sharp and proud against the brilliant blue sky. And as evening approaches, the setting sun paints their snowy peaks in hues of gold and rose, a breathtaking spectacle that feels both intimate and impossibly grand. It is a humbling experience, a reminder of the raw power and artistry of the natural world. This dramatic topography is the engine of life in Kyrgyzstan. The immense glaciers that cling to the highest peaks are the country's frozen reservoirs. They are the source of the thousands of rivers and streams that carve their way through the land, bringing life to the valleys below. Without these celestial mountains, the lush pastures, the vibrant ecosystems, and the very culture of the nomadic people could not exist. They are the silent, ever-present guardians of this land, their sheer scale and wild beauty serving as a constant testament to the forces that have shaped our planet over millions of years. From the frozen hearts of the Tian Shan, a kingdom of water is born. Glaciers, moving at a pace imperceptible to the human eye, grind stone into silt and release their ancient captive water. This water begins its journey as a mere trickle, a whisper of moisture on a high mountain face. But soon, trickles join to form streams, and streams merge into roaring, powerful rivers. They are the lifeblood of Kyrgyzstan, their turquoise currents surging through deep canyons and winding across vast, open plains. The sound of this rushing water is the country's constant soundtrack, a dynamic and powerful voice in the symphony of the wild. These rivers feed a landscape dotted with lakes, each one a jewel of breathtaking colour and clarity. The most magnificent of all is isso. The name means hot lake because its slightly saline waters never freeze, even in the depths of the brutal Central Asian winter. It is the second largest alpine lake in the world, a vast inland sea cradled between two towering mountain ranges. Its shores are a mosaic of sandy beaches, rugged cliffs and serene bays. Looking across its expansive surface, it is easy to forget you are thousands of kilometers from any ocean. The water shifts from sapphire blue near the shore to a deep, mysterious indigo in its depths, reflecting the ever-changing sky above. But isso is not alone. Hidden high in the mountains are smaller but no less magical bodies of water. Coun is one such treasure. Reaching it requires a long journey over a high mountain pass, a pilgrimage to a place that feels like the top of the world. At over 3,000 meters, this lake is a perfect mirror. Its surface so still, it flawlessly reflects the sky, the clouds, and the surrounding ring of gentle green hills. Here the silence is absolute, broken only by the whistling of the wind and the distant nicker of a horse. It is a place of profound peace, a sanctuary where the border between earth and sky seems to dissolve completely. The journey of water in Kyrgyzstan is a cycle of immense power and delicate beauty. It shapes the land, carving valleys and nourishing pastures. It dictates the rhythm of life for both wildlife and humans. The snow that falls on the highest peaks will, in time, flow past a shepherd's yurt, water the crops in a village garden, and eventually find its way to one of the Great Lakes. This constant flowing presence connects every part of the country, from the highest, most inaccessible peak to the lowest, most fertile valley. To follow the path of water here is to trace the very veins of this extraordinary land. The vast grasslands of Kyrgyzstan are far from empty. They are a stage for a remarkable cast of wild animals, creatures perfectly adapted to this high-altitude world of dramatic extremes. To see them here, in their natural element, is not like seeing them in a zoo or a park. It is a genuine encounter, a moment of suspense and shared existence. You may be watching the gentle sway of the feather grass when a movement catches your eye. A herd of Marco Polo sheep, argali with magnificent curling horns, moves cautiously along a distant ridge. They are the kings of this mountain realm, their presence a symbol of true wilderness. Patience is the key to witnessing these moments. You must become part of the landscape, still and silent, allowing the world to unfold around you. High above, a shadow passes. A golden eagle, the berkut, circles on the thermal currents, its keen eyes scanning the ground hundreds of meters below. These birds are revered in Kyrgyz culture, symbols of freedom and power. For centuries, nomadic hunters have formed an incredible partnership with them, a bond of trust between man and bird. Seeing one hunt in the wild, a silent, swift descent from the heavens, is a breathtaking display of natural predatory perfection. In the more remote and rugged areas, another, more elusive creature roams, the snow leopard. It is a ghost of the mountains, a master of camouflage, seen more often in footprints left in the snow than in the flesh. To know that they are here, moving silently through the rocky crags, adds a layer of profound mystery and reverence to the landscape. They are the ultimate guardians of the high peaks, a fragile and precious emblem of all that is wild and untamed. Their survival is intrinsically linked to the health of this entire ecosystem, from the ibex they hunt to the alpine meadows that sustain their prey. These encounters, whether with a shy marmot popping its head from a burrow or a fleeting glimpse of a wolf in the twilight, are powerful reminders. They remind us that this land does not belong to us. We are merely visitors in a world governed by older, more natural laws. The animals of the steppe and mountains are the true inhabitants. They are the echoes in the grass, the silent watchers from the cliffs. Their continued presence is the measure of this land's health, and their wildness is the very soul of Kyrgyzstan, a treasure that must be protected with the utmost care and respect. The story of Kyrgyzstan is inseparable from the story of its people. For millennia, this has been the land of nomads, and that spirit endures with incredible vitality. While cities have grown, the heart of the culture still beats strongest in the high summer pastures, the jailus. Here, life follows an ancient rhythm dictated by the seasons. Families live in yurts or boz-uai, elegant and practical dwellings made of felt and wood that can be assembled and disassembled in a matter of hours. These white domes, scattered across the green hillsides, are not just homes. They are a symbol of a philosophy, a life of mobility and deep connection to the earth. Stepping inside a yurt is like entering another world. The air is warm and smells of wool, wood smoke, and freshly baked bread. Intricately patterned felt carpets called shardaks cover the floor and walls, their vibrant designs telling stories of family, nature, and tradition. Here, hospitality is not a custom. It is a sacred duty. A visitor, whether a neighbour or a stranger from a distant land, is always welcomed with a warm smile, a bowl of hot tea, and a place by the fire. This generosity is the bedrock of the nomadic soul, a reflection of a life where community and mutual support are essential for survival. Daily life in the Jailu is a portrait of resilience and skill. Women milk the mares, a vital task for making kaymiz, the fermented mare's milk that is the national drink. Men and boys on horseback expertly herd vast flocks of sheep and goats, their sharp whistles and calls echoing across the valleys. These are not just chores, they are skills passed down through countless generations, a living library of knowledge on how to thrive in this challenging environment. The horse is central to this life. It is a partner, a source of transport, and a symbol of freedom. A common Kyrgyz saying states that horses are the wings of a man. This way of life is a direct link to a history that stretches back to the great migrations of Central Asia. While the modern world encroaches, the traditions remain strong. You can hear it in the haunting melodies of the koumuz, a three-stringed lute played with mesmerizing skill, its music evoking the sound of a galloping horse or a flowing river. You can see it in the fierce competition of traditional games like kokboru, a wild form of polo played with a goat carcass. This is not a culture preserved in a museum. It is a living, breathing history, practiced with pride and passion under the vast open sky of the celestial mountains. Kyrgyzstan remains one of the planet's best-kept secrets. It is a country that has somehow sidestepped the frantic rush of global tourism, preserving a sense of authenticity that is increasingly rare in our world. It does not boast famous theme parks or sprawling resorts. Its treasures are of a different kind. They are the silence of a mountain lake at dawn, the taste of fresh bread shared in a shepherd's yurt, and the dizzying expanse of a star-filled sky in a place untouched by light pollution. It is a destination not for those who want to be entertained, but for those who wish to be transformed. The beauty of this land lies in its subtlety and its raw, untamed power. It asks you to slow down, to observe, to listen. It is a place that rewards the patient traveller with moments of pure, unscripted magic. A sudden rainbow arching over a green valley after a rainstorm. The sight of a family of yaks grazing peacefully on a high plateau. The feeling of the wind on your face as you stand on a 3,000-meter pass, looking out over a world that seems to stretch into infinity. These are the experiences that stay with you long after you have returned home. They are quiet, personal, and profoundly moving. Perhaps the greatest wonder of Kyrgyzstan is the feeling of discovery. It is the thrill of turning a corner on a mountain road to find a view so spectacular it takes your breath away. It is the joy of communicating with a local family through smiles and gestures, sharing a moment of human connection that transcends language. This is a journey that feels personal, as if the land is revealing its secrets just for you. It is an unwritten invitation, extended by the mountains, the rivers, and the people, to step out of the familiar and into a world of genuine adventure and profound natural beauty. And so, the land waits. The celestial mountains continue their silent watch. The eagles still soar over the endless steppe, and the rivers still carry their glacial melt to the turquoise lakes. The story of Kyrgyzstan is still being written, not in books, but in the living landscape and in the hearts of its resilient people. It is a story of survival, of beauty, and of a deep, unbreakable bond between humanity and the wild. For those who hear its quiet call, for those who seek the world's hidden corners, the journey to the heart of Central Asia is a journey home to a part of ourselves we thought we had lost.